내 بعد.
I was a prophet. That is what people knew about me. They knew I spoke the word of the Lord. They knew I warned Israel. They knew I called the people back from idols. But before my message was spoken with my mouth, God placed it inside my life. The word of the Lord came to me when Israel still looked blessed. The fields were full. The feasts continued. The songs still rose from the people, but their hearts were far from God. They spoke his name, but loved other gods. They brought offerings, but gave their hearts elsewhere. They called him Lord, but lived as though he was not enough. Then the Lord said something no man could easily receive. He told me to take a wife. Not a woman whose story would make people respect me. Not a woman whose past was clean and simple. He told me to take Gomer, a woman whose life carried shame, a woman whose love would not remain, a woman whose unfaithfulness would become a living picture of Israel's unfaithfulness to God. I obeyed. But obedience did not make the wound easy. I took her as my wife, and for a time, I did not look at her as a symbol, not as a sermon. I looked at her as the woman in my home. Her footsteps became familiar. Her face became familiar. Her presence became part of my days. Then she left. The house grew quiet, and the silence was not peaceful. Was I not enough? Did she remember the covenant? Did she remember the home she had left behind? But as I carried my own grief, the Lord opened my eyes. This was not only about my marriage. This was about his heart. Israel had done to the Lord what Gomer had done to me. She had taken the gifts of God, the grain, the wine, the oil, the silver, the gold, and used them for Baal. She had received mercy and called it fortune. She had received provision and credited idols. She had been loved, protected, carried, taught, and fed. And still she left. That was when I began to understand. God was not speaking as a cold judge from a distance. He was speaking as a wounded husband, a faithful God betrayed by an unfaithful people. And yet his love was not weak. The Lord saw everything. He saw the idols. He saw the secret worship. He saw the divided heart, and he named it for what it was. Sin was sin. Betrayal was betrayal. Unfaithfulness was unfaithfulness. But even then, his voice did not stop calling. He said he would strip away the false coverings. He would remove the things she thought came from her lovers. He would let her see that the idols could not satisfy her. But then he said something I could hardly carry. Therefore, behold, I will allure her and bring her into the wilderness and speak tenderly to her. The wilderness, not to destroy her, but to speak tenderly to her. Who is like this God, who sees betrayal clearly, yet still plans mercy? Then the Lord spoke to me again. Go again, love a woman who is loved by another man and is an adulteress, even as the Lord loves the children of Israel, though they turn to other gods. Go again, love again, find her again. Not because she had earned it, not because the pain was not real, but because God wanted Israel to see him. So I went. I found her, not as she once was. The woman whose footsteps I had memorized was reduced, worn down by the life she had chosen, bound by the consequences of the loves she had run after. I do not know if she saw me coming, but I looked at her and I paid the price. 15 pieces of silver and barley. I bought back the one who had left my house. I redeemed the one who had broken my heart. But when I brought her back, I did not tell her that nothing mattered. I did not tell her that faithfulness was optional. I told her, "You must dwell as mine for many days. You shall not play the prostitute. You shall not belong to another man. So also will I be to you." Mercy is not God saying sin does not matter. Mercy is God making a way home from the sin that was destroying us. Grace does not leave us in the arms of other lovers. Grace brings us back to covenant, back to the one who loved us before we knew how to love him. Now I know why the Lord placed this message inside my life. Israel needed to see herself in Gomer, but more than that, Israel needed to see God. Not a God who is easily fooled. Not a God who blesses rebellion and calls it love. Not a God who is indifferent when his people give their hearts away, but a God whose love is faithful, a God whose holiness tells the truth, a God whose mercy keeps calling. This is covenant love. Wounded but faithful, grieved but still speaking, holy but full of mercy. And if we are honest, we are not only watching Gomer, we are Gomer. Every time we take the gifts of God and love the gift more than the giver. Every time we run to other things for safety, identity, pleasure, or comfort. Every time we call him Lord but keep our hearts divided. We are the unfaithful one, and still he calls. Still he exposes, not to shame us, but to heal us. Still he removes what is destroying us. Still he leads us into the wilderness, not to abandon us, but to speak tenderly. Through Gomer, God showed us ourselves. Through Hosea's wound, he showed us his heart. Betrayed, yet still calling. Wounded, yet still redeeming. Holy, yet full of mercy. So return, not because your sin was small, but because his love is greater. The God who sees your wandering has never stopped calling you home.